Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. So today is a bit of a different video. We have a little announcement for you guys, but before we jump into that, we need to reiterate for new viewers, or if you've been following us for a while but you haven't been sure, Amy and I are not a couple.
We're not lovers, we are sisters, and we are full sisters actually, not even half sisters.
Yes, so our mum is actually half Chinese, half Swedish, so we both carry a quarter Chinese background and a quarter Swedish, so
that's how this happened.
So a lot of people do think that we're either just friends, or on this channel we often get asked if we're a couple, and most people do not guess that we're sisters. So having said that, we can move into today's announcement.
Yeah, how do we move into it? Like, I guess it's like a drum roll, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm pregnant. So yeah, this video is just to let you guys know that I'm pregnant, and it's been what, 20 weeks now, and Amy is obviously stepping in this video in the place of my husband.
Because I don't know how James would go on camera.
And I think because this news is gonna obviously influence a few of our videos going forward, I might do a few specific videos that you guys, if you're interested in, talking about fertility and pregnancy and all that good stuff. So
yeah, so it's been 20 weeks, so that's kind of well past the 10 where people usually like come out and tell everybody.
Yeah, it's taken a little bit longer, so yeah, I'm at 20 weeks now, so that's halfway along, and I'm starting to feel quite a lot of movement. So I think this is like the time that I'm ready to sort of put the news out there, because I will mention that my husband James and I have decided not to do any routine ultrasound. So, you know, we are a little bit crunchy, and I can make a video about that in a separate video if you guys would be interested. I know it's kind of a controversial topic, and I think it's a bit of a hot button issue because women who have done a lot of ultrasound feel sort of like they've done wrong, or they're being judged by women who aren't doing it, and so it's a little bit of a sensitive topic, but we did decide for us we were more comfortable with not going with the routine scans. So
and I think it would just be like interesting for people to know like what reasons you were thinking about, like as to why you chose not to.
Yeah, so I could make a video about that. Leave a comment below if you would be interested. But yeah, so I've kind of waited a little bit longer to announce to sort of like the greater people out there. Because really, when you don't have scans, you don't have that sort of, wow, this is really real kind of moment earlier on. You've got to wait until you feel movement. But little guy is definitely moving a lot now, so he's definitely doing well.
And are you going to talk about gender? Although they might have picked it up just from your language.
So I did the Harmony test, which is a blood test. So they just take blood. It's not an amniocentesis. So they just take a regular blood sample from me, and I was able to get that at around 11 weeks, and that tells you about the fetal DNA. So I had that test done, and that revealed that I'm having a little boy, which is really exciting. I don't want to say like, you know, we had strong preferences, but I was sort of like hoping for a little boy.
Well, we've like grown up like just as two girls. Like our family is like girl dominated, so it'll be really interesting to see how the dynamic changes.
Yeah, I think like with a girl I would have been like, yeah, I know what to do. With a boy, I kind of think it will be pretty cool.
A little bit like more challenging in a sense.
Yeah.
Because it's not what you're used to, but
yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much the announcement for this video. We thought we'd also run through some of the really common questions that I've been getting from friends and family, and Amy's gonna...
I have a few written down on my phone, so I'm just going to be the Q&A girl today. So number one question that I think a lot of people will have is, did you have any morning sickness?
So I am one of those really annoying people who did not have any morning sickness. I didn't have any. I had like the slightest food aversions, which perhaps comes under like the umbrella of first trimester nausea, but I definitely did not have any tummy nausea, feeling like I was gonna vomit, anything like that. I was feeling really pretty well in the first trimester, so I think part of that might come down to luck, although Mum did have morning sickness with both of us. So I couldn't say it's all genetic potentially, but I did do a lot coming into this pregnancy to try and mitigate morning sickness. So I could also make a video about that for you guys, talking about all the things I did to prepare my body for pregnancy, because I feel like I really went through that first trimester very smooth sailing.
So The next question, kind of tying in with the previous question, is did you have any food cravings or food aversions?
Food cravings mostly hit in the first maybe 14 to 15 weeks. At the moment now I feel like my normal self, which is good because I feel like I can just like eat normally again. But at the beginning my main food craving was probably more fruit, and I really liked oranges, so maybe I was needing more vitamin C, who knows, but I was like buying those big juicing bags.
Well, they say that that's common, like we've been doing a little bit of reading on this topic, but like with all your fruits and stuff, like you're more attracted to them potentially because they're less likely to be like spoiled or have bacteria, like compared to like fresh meat or something like that. And with food aversions, the only one that I really had was sweet potato, which I could not stand the smell of sweet potato for, which is like maybe about a month. That's so sad.
And I think it was something to do with the fact that when you roast sweet potato in a small like apartment, it's so smelly. And I often, like I eat sweet potato so often that maybe on some level my body was like, smelly, overpowering foods are out.
Yeah,
and things that are all really fresh, like fruits that don't really have a lot of smell that wafts around the house. I was very attracted to that.
So another question, did you have any weird symptoms?
I think it's weird in terms of like, you don't normally have the symptom, but it is common in pregnancy, is very vivid dreams. So I haven't had it so much lately, but back around the maybe whole first trimester up to maybe 15 weeks, I was having a lot of really bizarre dreams. I can't even think of any of them off the top of my head now, but one of them was like Amy came over and she was throwing all my stuff out. I don't know what that was about. But like really vivid dreams, like you almost sit up thinking that the dream is completely real, but that was a weird one. I also should probably mention on this channel, because a lot of you guys know that I've had eczema in the past. That definitely did flare up in my elbows as soon, like the second I got pregnant, so I've definitely noticed my immune system, that dip in the immune system that makes things go a little bit haywire. So I've tried not to really worry too much about that because it is pregnancy driven, with all the hormones and things, but
because pregnancy induced eczema is a thing.
It is a thing. We've done a lot of reading about it, so definitely a dip in the immune system has been noted. The other thing is, and I suppose we'll talk about changes in diet, but one thing I didn't mention before, but that I had a craving for a lot was pizza. Ooh. And that had been very difficult to manage.
Maybe we could talk about that in like a whole other video, because there's a lot to be said.
I know, and I have to say guys, I definitely have not been 100% strict paleo during this pregnancy. I've tried my best, and I'm hoping in the second half I'm going to, you know, do a lot better, because in the first half of pregnancy you really don't feel like yourself. You're like hungry for everything.
It's not like you've been going like nuts.
No.
You haven't been tucking into Ben and Jerry's.
No, but it's been close, guys. I've been eating pizza and I did introduce dairy, so I think the whole pregnancy diet is something that we can cover in a separate video, but I have been doing the best I can. And I would say, just like as a really quick tip, before you get pregnant, get as healthy as possible, and then you like slip backwards from there. You don't like eat a bad diet and then try to eat healthy, because it's too hard.
Yeah, it's all working against you.
It's all working against you. So definitely like start at 100 on like 95 and then like slip to 80.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the next one is, were you trying for a long time?
This is another thing that I think you guys might be interested in, given that we are a health channel, is how long were me and my husband trying to get pregnant? And the answer is 1 month. So we were very blessed and lucky to fall pregnant straight away. I think part of that is always a miracle, but at the same time I was consciously preparing both of us for a long time before we started trying. So at least, I would say a year, but you know, at least 6 months was very intensively, consciously thinking about how to prepare for pregnancy. So I could probably make a video also about sort of that preparation phase. And of course, you can't guarantee everyone will get pregnant straight away if you're looking to conceive, but I think it probably did really improve our chances. And so, yeah.
And then the last one, which we kind of already touched on, was, have you made any specific diet changes related to your pregnancy?
So the one specific diet change that I have made is I have reintroduced dairy. So I know a lot of people do find that they're completely fine hitting their calcium targets without doing dairy when they're pregnant, but for me personally, in the first trimester I was not really down for like bony fish, sardines.
Yeah, like the other sources of non-dairy calcium.
Yeah. We also did do a bit of a road trip for a month over New Year's, so, oh, not a month, a bit less than that, but it was kind of like, you don't just crack open a tin of sardines on the road for a snack. So I did find that I was going towards dairy to get my calcium quota for the day, and definitely focusing on really good quality dairy, of course. So that's probably the most specific, like, conscious change that I've made, because I really had to be honest with myself that especially when we were on the road, I'm like, we are not eating nearly enough veggies and we're not eating nearly enough of canned fish. Like, I was eating bone-in fish here and there, but definitely not on the daily. So
you're not like eating tons of broccoli either, so.
I know. So bringing in dairy has been the main thing, and just eating more. But that's more like just a hunger, like I'm more hungry, so yeah.
So those were the questions that I had written down here, but you guys are definitely welcome to leave any of your questions in the comment section below.
But you're definitely not allowed to say that my face has gotten fat or anything like that, because I feel like
that is offensive.
I feel like that's what people will say. But I haven't, well, what have I've gained about 6 kilos and I'm halfway, so not too bad. That's pretty much on point, I think.
Yeah.
You're meant to gain around 12 to 15. I'm not too sure what the number is again. But I feel like I'm doing not too bad for halfway, so yeah, but don't tell me that my face is looking fat, please.
You're free to say that she looks glowing, but not that she looks fat.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely if you have any questions for me and any video suggestions or requests of any of the topics that we just touched on in this video, or anything else that springs to mind that's pregnancy related, yeah, leave it below. And also, we promise this channel will not turn into a baby channel by any means, but this is an exciting time of life, and kind of like a new realm of health stuff as well.
Yeah, because there's a lot of questions that people have related to diet and lifestyle when it comes to pregnancy. So
and now we can setting up a nursery that's like non-toxic, and what kind of toys to buy.
There's a lot to be said about that too, about like the painting the new baby room, but we'll save that for another video.
Okay guys, so that's all for this video. If you enjoyed it, as usual, please leave us a thumbs up. And to see more future videos, and including baby videos, pregnancy related videos, then hit subscribe, and we'll see you in our next video.
Bye guys.
Bye.